We have further confirmation that Samsung is on a huge roll in the smartphone business. The company just reported record earnings with profit jumping 42%. Sales of smartphones jumped 56% in the quarter to nearly 70 million. That amounts to 1/3 of all global smartphone sales, according to Strategy Analytics. And Samsung's huge growth may be partly coming at the expense of its arch rival Apple. Apple sold about 37 million iPhones in the most recent quarter as sales growth started to slow. Meantime, Samsung's new flagship smartphone, the Galaxy S4, goes on sale in South Korea today. It goes on sale in the U.S. tomorrow after delays at T-Mobile and Sprint because of inventory. Joining me now is Neil Shah, senior analyst at Strategy Analytics. Neil heads up the research for smartphone market share there. And Neil, you guys also have put out a study showing that Samsung's is growing nearly 9 times faster than Apple. Where is this growth coming from?
Hi. The most of the growth is coming from emerging markets, the huge wave of 3G smartphone upgrades from the feature phone upgraders in markets such as Latin America, Asia, parts of Europe, and 4G smartphones in North America.
So how many of these people buying Samsung phones are actually leaving the iPhone to go buy Samsung, or are they coming mostly from other Android handset manufacturers and first-time smartphone buyers?
Yes, in emerging markets, most of the growth is coming from the first-time smartphone buyers and some legacy Symbian users, whereas in developed markets in Europe, most of the growth is coming from iPhone switchers as well as Symbian switchers. In US, it is slightly different. The market is more loyal to Apple, and most of the growth is coming from Android and BlackBerry users.
You guys also reported that Samsung sales in China have hit 30 million handsets. Talk to me about what you're seeing in Samsung versus Apple in the Chinese market in particular.
So China is a very unique market. Almost 75% of the smartphones to be sold this year will be under $300 retail ASP. And this is a market where Apple is not present. And Samsung and most of the Chinese vendors are well positioned to get on this growth cycle and beat Apple. But Apple is still not present, and that is where Apple's growth has remained flat in the fast-growing markets such as China. So overall, smartphone market is growing faster.
Neil, we have reported that Apple is working on a cheaper iPhone that could come out sometime this year. I spoke with Kai-Fu Lee, who used to run Google in China. He also worked at Apple and Microsoft in China, and he didn't seem to think that a cheaper iPhone would really do much for Apple. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I'm actually not a huge fan of the belief that a cheaper iPhone will really change things, for the simple reason that Android phones are getting so cheap in China.
Neil, how do you respond to that a cheap iPhone may not be the answer for Apple in China?
So for near to midterm, if Apple comes with a cheaper iPhone, it can at least grow. It can grow more than what it is doing right now. Though it won't compete directly with the sub-$200 phones, because Apple is not going to go that down the price tiers to protect its profits and its brand equity. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Apple because most of the growth is going to come from sub-$200 smartphone segment.